Today we are testing the Debian 13 Trixie Cinnamon edition or the Cinnamon desktop environment. So here you can see all the boot menu options, and the Linux kernel you should be using the 6.11.7, and in the boot menu you have like a basic options. So I'm going to choose the advanced install options here. So here you should be seeing all the other options. I'm going to go back, and that was the notification sound. About the utilities, the same things, nothing is changed. I'm going to boot it in the live boot first. So I'm running it on the virtual machine, which is a VMware with a 60 GB of virtual disk, 8 GB of RAM, and my CPU is i5 1240p. So you already know that Debian 13 Trixie is still not yet released, and we don't know the release date or any announcement or anything like that. So I'm just testing the Debian 13. I already tested the XFCE and all the other desktop environment. So everything was working fine. I didn't see any issues or anything like that. But even if it's still in the development version or it's in still in the development stage, so it's better not to test this in the main PC or work PC because it may ruin some of the PC things. So that's the reason I'm not going to recommend anything here. I'm just testing this distribution, that's it. Other than that, you should be seeing all the changes, and this is a weekly build, so you should be seeing all the applications and all the kernels will be updated every week. So whatever the new release of the Linux kernel is available, you should be getting the new Linux kernels updated. And also whatever the applications are released, you should be also seeing the same applications updated in the weekly builds. So it's not still a stable version, so you should be seeing continuous updates of the applications and kernels. So that's the thing I'm going to mention here. And also the booting process will take a bit more time when compared to the stable ISO files. So it's still not in the stable, so that's the reason it's going to take a bit more. And also when compared to the virtual machines, it's going to take plus additional time here when compared to the when you install it on the hardware. So that will be some difference, and also the user experience will be also a bit different when compared to the virtual machines, because when you install it on the hardware, it's going to be performing way smoother, and also the resource like CPU and RAM will be also consuming less when compared to the virtual machines. And also there will be some difference in the VirtualBox and also when compared to the VMware. So VMware will be having some issues. In my PC, I don't know about other PC. In my PC, there will be some minor hiccups. I'm not just talking about the Debian. Every distros have some issues. Not every distros, there will be some kind of different distros. For example, like Ubuntu. Ubuntu doesn't perform well on the VMware in my PC, but in the VirtualBox, it's going to be performing better. So it's a good option to go with the first VirtualBox, and if you don't have any issues, continue with the VirtualBox. But if you want to try it in the VMware, you can try it in VMware. So it took almost like 1.5-2 minutes, I guess. We were talking completely without stopping, so I'm not going to trim anything. So you should be seeing the exact numbers of the booting process. It took way more time when compared to the Debian 12.8, which was released a few days ago. So if you didn't watch that video, you can watch that video, which is already posted in my channel. And also I'll be posting videos daily, so if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. So I'm going to first change the display settings, and we can go to other things later. Let's go to the preference. Let me change the display settings. So it's just kind of like an educational video. You don't need to install or do anything in your main PC or work PC. So if you want to try it, you can try it in the virtual machines. So keep new configuration. I'm going to open the system monitor first, and we can judge on those things like resources and all those things. So let's first open the system monitor, and let's see how the resources are running. So it's consuming like a 1.9 GB of RAM, and cache is like a 2.8 GB. And CPU, about the CPU, you need to run like a 60 seconds in order to see the whether the CPU is pretty much stable or not. And also my video will be a bit lengthy because I'll be covering everything. So in order to cover everything, it's almost like the video will be almost like a 20-25 minutes video. So I don't want to miss, I don't want to skip anything and trim anything here, because I want to give you every information. So that's the reason my videos will be a bit lengthy also. So as you can see, there is like a 10 seconds high graph here, and the afterwards it's like a pretty much stable. So it's running pretty much stable right now, and RAM is like this. And about the process, let's check how the processes are running. So these are all the processes running. I didn't open any of the applications other than some settings, and other than that I didn't touch anything. So these are all the processes running, and the resources are right here. I'm going to do is like I'm going to put the system monitor in the right side corner. So the GNOME the system monitor version is 47.0. So I'm going to put it like this. So I usually do this type of thing in every video, so you can judge on your own. So I'm going to keep the CPU and RAM like this, so you can judge it on your own of the resources. So keep an eye on the system monitor throughout the video. About the pre-installed applications, you get a lot of applications pre-installed here, like a Debian preference and some like a FC ITX5. So there are a lot of applications added here. So I don't consider it as like a bloatware or anything like that. Most of them are useful, like a LibreOffice. There is something like a lights off and some usually which was already available in the previous versions also. So these are all the live boot edition, or the ISO file is live boot. So let's first check the system information, and also the applications or the whatever I'm touching. It's taking a bit of time. It's not like a it's not properly responsive. It's taking a bit of time. That's the thing I want to mention here. And the Cinnamon version you get is a 6.2.9. So you should be getting all the latest information in the Cinnamon Desktop official website. So check the Cinnamon Desktop environment official website and check the version. So if we have the latest version, you should be getting the information right here. So the Linux kernel, you should be getting the 6.11.7, which is the stable version right now. And I'm going to show you all those information. And the display server, it says like a X11. So let me close everything. Let me open the terminal. And I'm going to show you like a fast fetch and everything, like a audio graphics information. And we can go to the browser afterwards, like a kernel information. For the kernel information and other information, I'm going to show you afterwards. So the version of the GNOME terminal is right here, which is 3.54.0 for GNOME 47. I'm going to type in like a neofetch. Hit enter. So as you can see, the keyboard is not working. So there is like some issues. So I'm going to close it. So sometimes when you restart the PC or the restart the virtual machine, it's going to work. So I'm going to do that thing right now. So let's try to restart the PC and let's see how it's work. So most of the times I face this type of issues. So we need to restart the PC and we should be getting the keyboard back. So these are all some smaller issues in the VMware because of the VMware sometimes, and sometimes from the distros. So you need to restart sometime. So let it restart and we are going to continue the video again. So we are back with the desktop. So I'm going to open the system monitor again. Let's go to the administration. Let's open the system monitor. And the keyboard is also working right now. So I'm going to keep the system monitor like this. Let's try to change the size. And now let's open the terminal. Let's make the terminal bigger so you can see everything without any problem. So keep an eye on the CPU and monitor, not the monitor, CPU and RAM. So let's check the version. We already saw the version, so I'm just going to type in the commands. Let's try the neofetch. Hit enter. So the neofetch is not pre-installed. So let's check the INXI. INXI-SV8. I think it's working. So the INXI is pre-installed, so the neofetch is not pre-installed. So I'm going to install the neofetch. Instead of neofetch, I'm going to install the fast fetch because neofetch is already ended. So let's go through one by one. Like first, let's go with the system information. So host, it says like a Debian. Kernel version is 6.11.7. It's a 64-bit. Compiler GCC version, you get the latest version, which is 14.2.0. And the desktop environment of a Cinnamon is 6.2.9. GTK version you get is a 3.24.43. Muffin version you get is the 6.2.0. And Light DM version you get the 1.32.0. Distro, it says like a Debian Trixie /SID. So this is like a VMware information which is unnecessary for the video. About the RAM, I already mentioned I'm using 8 GB of RAM. Available RAM is 7.72 GB and it's consuming like a 1.85 GB. So here is complete information. And about the CPU, my CPU is i5 1240p, which I already mentioned. Here is like a flags, vulnerabilities, which is clearly unnecessary for the video. So if anything is important, you can just pause the video and read everything. Now let's go with the graphics information. VMWGFX version is 2.20 and the display is X11. Server is Xorg, version is 21.1.14. What else we have? My present monitor resolution. Available monitor resolution right here. EGL version is 1.5. And what else we have? The OpenGL is 4.5. Compact version is 4.3. Mesa version is 24.2.6, which is the latest version. And Vulkan version is 1.3.296. And here is like a LLVM pipe version. Here is the audio. Here is the ELSA. Pipewire version is 1.2.6. Pulse audio version is 16.1. Let's scroll it down. And here you should be seeing some additional information like repos, sensors and everything. So it's not important for the video. I'm just going to skip it. Process running right now 324. Uptime is almost 5 minutes. So the booting process was taking a lot of time. So that's the reason I already restarted 2 times. So it was consuming a bit of more time here. Even if it has like a Cinnamon desktop environment, it took like almost 2-3 minutes for the booting process. So it's not in the stable release, so that's the reason we just need to ignore all those things because it's in a development stage, so we can't say anything wrong here. And about the init systemd version is 256. Compiler GCC I already mentioned. Shell bash version is 5.2.32. INXI version is 3.3.36. So let me type in cat /etc /issue. It says like a Debian new Linux Trixie. So now I'm going to do is I'm going to install the fast fetch. Sudo apt install fast fetch. Hit enter. It's going to take a few seconds or maybe a minute, and it's going to install the fast fetch. So instead of waiting for that, I'm going to check other things. So the pre-installed applications, I already showed you all the pre-installed applications right here. So if you want to install, you can install by double clicking. So you should be getting I think like a Calamarus installer. Let's see what installer we get. And about the desktop features, everything is same. Volume, internet connection, the language selection, and about the panel settings, here are all the settings. So here we have the Calamarus installer for Debian 13 Cinnamon desktop environment, and we also have our panel. So I kept everything as a default, so there is no changes here. And about the Calamarus, here is the version 3.3.9. Choose the language. You already know how to install with the Calamarus install, so there is nothing new here. Everything is same. So I kept everything as default. So if you want to install, you can install it in the virtual machines. And again, it's a development stage ISO file, so be careful. Don't try to install it on the main PC or work PC. So if you want single boot, you can do with the single boot. If you want dual boot, you can go with the dual boot. Here is your installation destination and the user account creation. Everything is same. So there is no change in the installation. So everything is same. About the backgrounds, you should be still getting the same Debian, old Debian backgrounds, and also some added backgrounds from the Cinnamon. So you can go through one by one here, and you should be getting all the wallpapers, available wallpapers right here. And it's taking a lot of time here. So you can install it later. So I'm just going to close it. So I don't want to wait for all those things. So we need to see whether the internet is working or not. So here you can see it's already working. And about the wallpapers, everything is same. About the settings, same thing, nothing is changed here. Here is like some added wallpapers. So it's taking a lot of time to load everything. So I'm just going to close it here because you should be still getting the same wallpapers. So about the applications, let me open the Firefox web browser. I'm going to show you the kernel information and also the Cinnamon desktop environment information, and we can go through other things. So we pretty much covered everything. The user experience, it's consuming a lot of bit of resources, and also it's consuming a lot of time to open a few applications. So here are updates ready to install. So in the background, we already opened the Firefox web browser, and here you can see we can install the fast fetch. Just type in like a Y, hit enter, and it's going to install the fast fetch. So let's wait for a few more seconds. So it's going to give us a notification. So the version of the browser, you should be getting the latest browser, because it's a weekly build. It's going to update every week. So the whatever the latest applications are available, it should be updated to the latest version. So you should be getting ESR version for the Debian 13 Trixie Cinnamon desktop environment. Here you can see that 128.3. And I'm going to open some of the important websites, and I'm going to continue from there. So here I opened every important tab. So instead of going with this first, we can go with the fast fetch. Let me hit enter. So here you should be getting all the information, like a theme, icons, everything. If I missed anything in the INXI-SV8, you should be getting all the information, like a terminal font, theme, icons, fonts, everything. So window manager, swap, every information is right here. So I'm just going to close it. And about the app store, here is like a app store. Let me show you the about software version 47.1. So here we already have some updates. You can go with the system updates here, and you should be getting all the updates right here. There are a lot of updates right here, and if you want to update, you can update. So I'm not going to do anything here. So those were the updates, and there are some application updates also. For example, the Thunderbird, here is the version. And about the LibreOffice, you should be getting the LibreOffice version right here. So if you want to explore, you can explore. So it's same thing. The app store is same, so there is nothing change here. If you want to customize, you can customize. And about the browser, let's go with one by one. So I already showed you all the information, like Linux kernel and everything. So the Linux kernel 6.11.7, let me show you that. Open the Linux kernel website. The website URL is www.kernel.org. So the stable version right now is 6.12.1. So there is like a stable version here, and there is like a mainline also. So if you don't know what is stable, long term, and the mainline, you just need to click on the releases, and here you should be getting all the description of whatever the kernel is called. And in order to get the kernel information, you can use this command, and here is all the versions, and here is the Cinnamon projects information. So these are all some additional information. And about the browser, here is like some browser information, like a Mesa, everything, LLVM pipe, and everything. I already showed you everything in the terminal itself, so there is nothing here. So you should be seeing the same information, like a window protocol, the Mesa information, present monitor resolution. So here you got all the information about the browser and some distro information. And other than that, I don't think there is anything here. So I already said the user experience is not pretty much smooth. It's taking a bit of time here. So usually the Cinnamon desktop environment will be a bit properly responsive, but in this case, it's taking a lot of time to open few applications. And also the booting process was way time consuming. So usually the Debian will take like a maximum like a minute or minute and 10 seconds, 15 seconds in the virtual machine. But it took like a 3-4 minutes. So that's the thing I'm going to point out here. So it's better to wait for the stable release, or else we can try it again. If the stable release isn't released in like 3-4 months, we can try it again, test it. And if we still had the same issues, then we're going to go with other desktop environment. But if you want to try other desktop environment, there are other desktop environment which is like a XFCE, LXQT, and other desktop environments. If you want to watch that videos, you can just search it in my channel. Just type in like a Debian 13 and you should be getting all the information. And about the other things which I already showed you, like audio, graphics, every important information. So I don't think anything is left here because it's not the stable version. I was just trying to test this Linux distro or the specific Debian 13 Cinnamon desktop environment. So the XFCE was very responsive. I was instantly opening all the applications and everything was working properly. But in the Cinnamon version, it's taking a lot of time. So it's better to always try to test the desktop environments first. Like if you want to install the Debian 13, always try to go test these live boots first. Like for example, XFCE, the KDE Plasma, LXQT, LXD, whatever the if you have like a low end PC, go with this type of XFCE or the LXQT desktop environment. But if you have the recommended requirements of the Debian, you can go with the GNOME or KDE Plasma. It's clearly up to you. So these are all the resources. I already said my thoughts and everything. So the CPU is pretty much stable and the RAM is like a 2.8 GB just by opening a few applications. And also because of the fast fetch, because we installed the fast fetch, so it's going to consume a bit more here. So that's okay. And also this is like a development version. We can't say anything wrong about the distro because it's still in the development version. We can understand these common things. So this was the video of Debian 13 Cinnamon desktop environment. So if you want to try for your PC, you can try it in the virtual machines. But if you're thinking of installing for the main PC or work PC, there's already a Debian 12.8 version. They fix a lot of bugs and security updates. So if you want to go install, you can install that. Before installing, just watch the video. There are already I already posted videos in my channel. And if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. And if you want to give the thumbs up video for the video, sorry, I'm talking a lot of other things. So give the video a thumbs up and it will help the channel. So other than that, I will see you in tomorrow's video. Peace out. So let me first show you the logout screen and I'm going to end the video because there will be some changes in the logout screen sometimes. So I'm going to show you the logout screen. So let's wait for a few more seconds and we should be getting the logout screen. In the options, you should be seeing the Cinnamon, software rendering and the Wayland. So if you want to go with the Wayland, you can go with the Wayland. It's still in the experimental. And also the Linux distro, Debian Linux distro 13 is also in the development stage. So I don't want to test this one right now. But if you want to still watch that video, do let me know in the comment section. We can make a video of that. Thanks for watching. Peace out.